What is your superpower?
Memory. I would say memory and I would say creativity, just the ability to like meditate it to a level where I can reach like creative solutions to things that people might not see. I look at the entire landscape of what happens on a daily basis as an assembly of blocks like Legos and or Jenga or whatever you want to call it, like where you're
Mhm.
constantly putting stuff together and things are constantly getting taken apart. There's structure and then there's chaos, and it's like looking at everything and saying, okay, how do I need everything to go? How can I line these things up and stack these things together to build something? The other thing is that I like to critically think to the point where I'll tell people, hey, listen, I just look at everything like it's a big ball of yarn that's tied in a knot. And at the end of the day, all your problems, it doesn't matter how many problems you have at the same time, they all have a straight line solution, right? You just have to uncover all the other stuff and unwind that yarn, unwind that knot. And eventually you see that a string is straight. It wants to go
Mhm.
from A to
Yeah.
B, and so I think like from a rationalization standpoint or like a logic standpoint or whatever, I'm able to like you know take the pressure that's coming in and out and whatever, and I've obviously experienced a lot of it over the years, and I've had failures and stuff like that too, but I have to like you have to keep tunneling forward no matter what the situation is and try to get to the point where you can pull the string and say, oh, there it is, I see where I need to go now because this is where I am and this is where I need to go. So I think it's
Mhm.
just like a sort of like a really brutal self-evaluation thing.
What's your kryptonite?
Paperwork. I look
It's
around
all
at
over
the
there.
stacks of paper I got. This is a car that we have this car coming in. This is an ordered car. Some guy, I that wasn't dramatic enough. Let me do this. I got this mail. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like I got my like dry cleaner bill in there or something like that. I'll figure it out
Yeah,
some other
yeah,
time. Like paperwork is my kryptonite. I hate doing paperwork. I,
yeah.
I love when I have I would love to have like a Lloyd, from like Entourage, and just be like Lloyd, paperwork, and
Do the
just like
paperwork, Lloyd.
paperwork, Lloyd. Okay, Ari. Like that would be the best thing for me. And when I did have that, I had a personal assistant,
Yeah,
because I did the arbitrage, and I was like, okay, this guy, pay him
totally.
X. He does this much stuff for me, and then I can just be like blinders on my career, and it worked out really well. I had a personal assistant for probably, I'd say like 9 of the 12 years I played baseball,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
that helped me multitask or whatever you want to call it, doing charity work and having, doing personal appearances or whatever I had to do. It was easier to do that because I didn't have to go get my own dry cleaning. I didn't have to like do the dishes. You know what I mean? I had a
Yeah.
chef or somebody that would do that stuff for me, and it was worth it because it kept me healthier and better rested.
Focused too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you've obviously made it financially. Most people think to themselves, if I got to a point that you're at, yeah, I know. But most people think to themselves, I'd be on a beach. Like, why are you running 3 car dealerships? Like, why are you still pushing forward? I mean, you got enough money. What, you don't need more. So why do you do it?
Yeah, I don't know. I just the stuff that I want to do with my life still is going to be, it's still ahead of me. There's still things that I want to do that aren't going to be free. There's things that I
Yeah.
want to experience that are only going to happen if I make them. And no one's going to hand me those types of experiences and those
Yeah.
types of things. Like I want to go race at Le Mans, and realistically, there's 2 ways of doing that. I've already missed the first window, which was be born into a super gnarly race car family. So the next thing is I have to be a really good race car driver and figure out a way to pay for it. I would say that's a direct thing. I also
Yeah.
think it's important to try to do something on a grand level to give back. And I'm at that stage right now where I've got a charity and I've done a lot of charitable stuff for my charity and other people's charity. But like, the endowment that we have for our charity, we raised a couple $100,000 or whatever. I'd like it to be a couple $1 million, right?
Put a
I've got
fucking
some
Bitcoin
money.
in there.
Yeah, exactly. I've got
Endow it
some
with a Bitcoin. Yeah. Yeah.
I've got some money set aside for my daughters and my son,
Yeah.
but I would like that to be bigger. I'd like to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a scientific difference. That I'd like to be able to give a grant to like a scientific research thing to do something. Those are
Sure.
the types of things I think about. It's
Yeah.
not like
Goalpost is moving away from what you thought it would be, right? It always does because you have your goals expand and what you want.
yeah, yeah, and then my goals turn into goals for other people as well. Like I want to see if I can get this person off the ground or this
Yeah.
this cause off the ground or whatever things that I kind of believe in. And I think
Sure.
as a maybe if I was more of a I was a more successful person, I'd have better opportunities as a venture capitalist to seed and start those types of things. Because right now I just want to just spit all my ideas into a bucket and spill them out for people that have more money that can help me get those things going or help solve problems with those ideas. But I'm only one person, and I'm definitely not a Chamath or a Jeff B or an Elon or a guy like that can just go like, So hopefully I get to that point in the next 10 years. That's the goal for me, my 10-year plan.